Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the TRC review of Deadpool 2. Damn Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
Yeah, man. Deadpool 2. Finally here. Knocked Avengers out of first place.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
And Zazie Beats.
Yes.
Still fuck the name. How did you feel about the movie, man?
Overall, I thought it was good, man. When I know a lot of people are going to compare it to the original, the first one.
Do you feel like it was better than the original?
See, I feel like it's like one of those places where it's like kind of the same feeling that I had with the first one. But like I was telling my friend, like I kind of feel like the first one had a more well-paced plot. And then it could have had more action. Whereas this one had like all the good action and kind of an unbalanced plot. Like I liked it, but it took a minute to get the story going. We didn't really get going until Deadpool got to the X-Mansion and everything like that. But that's not to say anything that was bad about it. But overall, I thought it was, just a step over the original.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is I feel like, for one, I want to say this first. Ryan Reynolds has been playing the same role since the first time I saw him in Blade 2 or Blade 3.
Okay.
Whichever Blade he was
Blade 3,
He's
Blade
been
Trinity.
playing this asshole, smart-ass character.
Yeah.
You go back and watch that, he did it in Blade.
Yeah.
You go watch Amityville Horror, he did it in there. You go and watch Wolverine, he did it in there. Like, Ryan Reynolds has been playing this guy forever, so I'm convinced this is just who he is. I don't know if you saw it, but, he was part of the writing, producing, and all of that of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So he was highly involved. This is just who he is. So, with that said, this movie didn't necessarily have the same shock factor it did when you saw the first one.
Yeah.
Because you went into the first movie like, oh, shit, did they say that? Like, it's a movie, But
right.
now you're going into it knowing that you're going to hear those things. So some of the jokes that were actually pretty funny, I didn't even giggle just because it's like, yeah, it's a Ryan Reynolds joke.
Yeah, you kind of grown accustomed to him.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But I do feel, along the lines of how you felt, like the action was pretty good, spread out pretty good, and then I didn't like how they didn't explain Cable enough, but I guess we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But overall, I did enjoy the movie, and I don't feel like it was better than the original, but I don't feel like it was a whole lot worse than the original movie too.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool?
Oh, I mean, he, like you said, he is Deadpool. He fits the role. He's been playing the character. As far as, carrying into the sequel, I thought he brought just a little bit more humanity to the character, especially with the death of Vanessa and everything like that. So
she's not dead anymore.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And it's just like
spoiler alert.
So I thought that was pretty cool to give him something to actually, because in the last film, even though he was like hilarious and funny all the time, this one he was a little bit more dramatic in a sense because he really wanted to die. So I thought that was kind of
he just wanted to outdo Wolverine. That opening scene in the Wolverine doll was hilarious.
That opening scene was perfect, man. I loved everything about it. That was another great thing. I didn't think anything can top the opening of the first one, but that did. But yeah, other than that, I feel like, it was another worthy iteration of Deadpool, and, he killed it.
Yeah. Cable, man. Cable came into the movie. And I was just like, okay, well, Josh Brolin, he looks a lot like Cable. Mm-hmm. I was thrown off because in the comic book, I don't recall his eye turning off and on. I felt like it was always solid one color.
You know what? That's a good point.
And then the other thing is they didn't explain his powers. Mm-hmm. They just explained his motivation. Right. And that kind of
they didn't even explain if he was a mutant. They didn't even get on that.
They didn't mention the fact that he's Cyclops, son for the future. They just kind of just glossed over it. And I thought that was cool that they had the scene in X-Mansion and you could see Cyclops.
Yeah, that was dope.
I just felt like they should have gave us a little bit more information about Cable. Now, aside from that, I didn't think I was going to have a positive, impression of this role just because we just saw him as Thanos like a couple weeks ago. Right. But it seemed like a totally different character. Mm-hmm. He still spoke the same, but I didn't get the Thanos vibe. I got a vibe that this was Cable. Yeah. I liked the scenes where he was fighting. I like how he kept having a gun come back to his back. Yeah. But I didn't understand. Is this some type of magnetic technology or is this power?
I think that was just technology. I was at that point.
How did you feel about Cable?
I thought he did great. I agree with you. I feel like they need to flesh him out just a little bit more because, we never really got the reason why. I mean, like, completely why the future was in chaos. I guess we would just believe that Fire Fist was just the whole reason for the chaos. But, I'm pretty sure it was more to that because, he just said he picked the wrong family to mess with. So I'm like, I was kind of interested the movie's version of the state of the world, but we never got to it. But other than that, I believe he stole every scene that he was in, especially the action scenes. I thought, it was the right amount of tension in every action scene, and I thought he killed it.
In my opinion, the star of the movie that surprised everybody, man, Zazie Beetz.
Yes.
How did you feel about her as Domino?
She killed it, man. I felt like she just gave a natural feel to the character. Like, even if you didn't know much about the character, she made it her own. And it just came off as organic. Like, it really wasn't nothing really, like, she didn't do too much with it. Like, she really lived the role. Like,
did it not make you feel like maybe having good luck is actually a really good power?
Kind of. It was just, and I love how they played that off in the film, too. Especially with the big takeaway. What did you feel about the big joke of the movie? I think the big joke was the X-Force, all of them dying. Like, what did you feel about that?
No, now that part was hilarious. Just seeing everybody, like Terry Crews, like all of them just dying. That joint was actually hilarious. And Domino, use your imaginary powers to stop it. And then not just that, but the other joke where she's like, I don't see Cable. And she's like, he's on top of you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, he's coming inside of you. Like, do you hear yourself right now?
Yeah.
Like those jokes were, like,
so
really
ridiculous,
funny.
Yeah.
But aside from that, man, she killed it. She had the look. I like the afro look. She had the Velago around her eye. And everything that she did, like that fight scene she had with Cable on the rail, and just like how everything just so happens to go away because she's so lucky. Yeah, it just seemed so dope when she got thrown for the thing. She landed on the
and she just was just so calm about it. She's just like everything just happening around. It's crazy.
Like, Wade got fucked up. And everything. I thought that was actually pretty cool. How did you feel about Fire Fist?
It was interesting. I feel like it was a good plot device to give Deadpool to actually care about something, especially with the effect of him going back into, I guess you want to say, I don't know what you would call that, death, like, the whole death space or whatever like that. I don't know what you want to call it, but
the Soul Stone.
Yeah, I guess so. And it kind of gave him a motivation because she was like, your heart needs to be in the right place and everything like that. And I liked how that kind of gave him the motivation every time to go back and like, okay, what I really need to be doing. But at the same time, he's still his hilarious, ridiculous self. So yeah, as far as Fire Fist, the character, at times I thought he was a little bit too ridiculous, especially when like he make all them cheesy, corny lines, and then that one part where he's like in the middle doing the whole rope thing. I was just like, okay, all right. But other than that, I thought it was pretty. He was all right.
Yeah. I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun that they made jokes of the fact that he was saying they were joking about how he couldn't be a superhero because he was overweight.
Yeah,
they have like a discrimination.
That was cool.
I thought that was dope, and how they ended up using him as like one of the main characters in the movie because I didn't actually see that coming.
Yeah,
because I avoided all the trailers.
Right,
and I actually like what they did with him. That was actually really cool.
Okay.
And aside from that, how do you feel about the rest of the supporting cast? Because I don't want to spend too much time on all the rest of them individually.
I feel like it was kind of weird that I feel like Colossus got his fair share, but Negasonic really didn't have much to do.
She really didn't.
I mean, just her and her little girlfriend Yukio. I thought those lines were funny. Be like, "Hey Yukio," and all that stuff. That was cool. But other than that, she really didn't have much of a role.
That whip she had, the chain.
That was pretty dope. I wish they kind of really, delved into that. I was surprised with the inclusion of Juggernaut. I did not see that coming.
Unfortunately, I had read that there's a possibility Juggernaut may have leaked, and I was just like, huh?
Oh, dang.
But I didn't believe it, and then when I saw the big thing, I was like, it's Juggernaut.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. They included him in there, and, the fight he had with Colossus. It was pretty dope. And I like how he was just like, oh, big old CG fight incoming and all that stuff. But other than that, as far as, like the head of the school or whatever that was, I guess, that was okay. He was just a madman doing crazy shit. I like how it kind of tied up with Domino's character though. That was pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, I guess. They were supporting cast. I just kind of feel like Negasonic was just kind of pushed to the back burner. But other than that, they did what they were supposed to do.
I don't know what his name was, but the Indian guy that was the Uber driver.
Oh,
had me
Dopinder.
Yeah, he was funny, and then also what is it, Weasel, the guy that runs the bar and would always say the jokes when he was sitting there with the half naked baby body like Winnie the Pooh.
That scene was so uncomfortable, yo.
I wouldn't say it was uncomfortable, but it was funny. Like we were laughing just the fact he kept crossing his legs.
Yeah. Just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that part was pretty funny, man. What do you grade it?
I give it a B. I thought it was dope, man. What about you?
That's it? Just a B?
Yeah, I give it a B. I feel like, if I was to grade the last movie, I know we didn't do the last one, I would give that about a B too. I kind of feel like, it's just at that right level. I don't feel like it's nothing too amazing, but it's a good time, And I don't know,
So it's not better than Black Panther?
Oh, nah. I ain't gonna say all that. I mean, that's a whole different thing. But it's in terms of what like you said, with
some people are saying it's better than Avengers.
Something is wrong with y'all. But in terms of what Ryan Reynolds is doing with Deadpool, I think he's handling it the right way. The creative team behind Deadpool is handling it the right way. What I'm wondering going forward is how far they can push it. Because like you said, we're already accustomed to how Deadpool is. So it's like, there's the rumored X-Force movie in development or the Deadpool 3. What can they really do
he
after
already
this?
said that he doesn't want to do it by himself. Like he felt like it would have to be a group movie because we've seen kind of what Deadpool can do.
Right.
And I kind of agree with him.
Yeah. So what'd you give it?
I give it a B+.
Okay.
I have to watch it a couple more times to see if I want to give it the A category, but as of right now, I'll just give it a B+. It was entertaining. All the jokes weren't hilariously funny like they were in the first one because you were expecting a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But it was a good movie, man, and I enjoyed it. It was definitely fun.
So what you think about the
I will say it started out slow, though, because I was about to fall asleep. I was just like, yo, if y'all don't speed this shit up.
So what you think about the end credit scenes?
That was probably the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Him going back to kill the other Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he just kept shooting him while his body was dead. And then
when he killed
himself,
man, I was
taking the role of
fixing the timeline.
But they said Green Lantern actually responded to him on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what he
have
said.
To look
Maybe
that
you
up.
can find it and post it. But it was actually pretty funny.
How'd you feel about him?
They said they asked him for a ring back or something like that.
How'd you feel about him basically reversing everything that happened in the movie? Because they said
he didn't reverse everything.
Well, they reversed the death.
They reverse Peter's death, and everybody else is dead.
So
except for Peter,
because they said it's canon. The ending is canon. So are we suspecting that everything else played out exactly the same way?
I mean, well, we know Juggernaut wasn't dead. We saw him.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, as far as they prevented Fire Fist from doing whatever they did, because it's just like,
because the dog
would he still go to jail and everything?
Same color.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, I'm talking about after he changed.
Lazy writing, like he said.
No, I'm talking about after he got Vanessa back. Do you think that he still went on to do the stuff with Cable? Because that's what the talk is on the internet. Like, did he really go back and do the same stuff even though he saved her life?
I don't know.
Because he would have never, like, if he had her, what's his reason for going to prison and everything like that? That's the only problem I had with it. It's like, it was hilarious.
Hey, lazy writing.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Let us know how you felt about the movie, man. If y'all agree with us, give us a thumbs up, man. If you do not, let us know in the comments, man. What did you think? What didn't you like? What did you like? Did you not think Domino was the best character in the movie? I did. But anyway, and that's why they're doing another cut where they're making
they're doing an extended cut.
Yeah, they're doing an extended cut where they're adding way more scenes from Domino. And I think that's probably from fans' requests.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dope. Make sure you follow this YouTube page. We do a lot of reviews. A lot.
Subscribe.
I don't even know how many videos is up, but it's a lot.
More than 485.
Damn.
Crazy.
It's a lot of videos, man. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Make sure you follow this YouTube channel. Subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified, man. Make sure you check back every once in a while because for some reason YouTube knocks the people that you even have bells attached to videos.
YouTube with all these damn algorithms and shit.
You look up one video from one person and then they just flood your whole stream with that person. You be like, bro, I just wanted one video. But then make sure you follow us on Instagram at TRC Podcast, Twitter at TRC Podcast Live, and all of that good stuff, man. Just keep up with us, man. We got shit coming.
All right,
man.
Peace.
Peace.